It's a bull. Hey, good morning. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea for our Tuesday daily update here. Boy, the fishes look happy out there. Quite a few of them, too. Lots of bait fish out there. Well, let's just kind of quickly move into what we're going to talk about. I'll stop sitting here jabbering about fish. Give me 1 second here. Move on to I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I'm going to do the buy local and tell you who I am and what kind of products I have available first. I usually do it at the end of the videos. I just figured I'd try something different here. As you know, I am a local dealer. I've been in business since 1995 in this location. I've been doing this since 1977. Full-time. Started working for my father back then in Boca Raton. Florida Currency and Coins was the name of his store. And I've been doing this a long time. I'm known by national dealers all over the country and some of the top dealers out there as well when it comes to rare coins. I've also been doing precious metals just as long. Precious metals is so much easier than rare coins too. So I could teach just about anyone to be a precious metals expert in a short period of time. That's how simple it is pretty much. But I am a local merchant and a local brick and mortar, so the only way I can do business with you if you are a local person and you live in my area. I advertise to beat JM Bullion, SD Bullion, and APMEX Bullion, and I encourage you to go out and find a local coin shop that can do the same. Not because I want you not to buy from the online guys because of anything bad. They seem to be pretty good. Their prices are fair. Just because I'm all about keeping that money local, and of course, you know, I've got my own reasons. I've got a local business. I don't want business going outside my state. I'd rather have the business staying here in my state, in my town. I pay my employees with it. I go shopping at the local bait store, at the tire store, at the local jewelry store, you name it. I spend my money around town. Once you start buying any kind of merchandise, gold, silver, coins, tires, whatever it is outside your community, you go outside your state, that money doesn't come back to you, folks. Bad idea. I'm a big proponent of buying local whenever you can, even if you have to pay a little bit more. Fortunately, in my case, if you're dealing with me, I can beat the prices of the three big guys out there, and I can also give you advice that they can't give you personally because, you know, they're not set up for that. We are. Well, what are the best deals out there right now? Well, I'm going to say that anything that you can buy and spend less than, give me 1 second, less than $4 per ounce in silver. Don't spend more than $4 per ounce on any silver products. Silver Eagles are still an atrocious deal. Lovely product. Rather have you buy American, but not for the price they're getting for it. So stay away from Silver Eagles because you're not going to pick up real ones for less than $4 an ounce. There's some product out there, you know, for months and months and months, almost a full year. I think I was promoting 90%, and the prices were really cheap, cheaper than generic and everything else. But unfortunately, for the buyers, that is, the generic, 90% constitutional silver, as some people call it, has just gone right through the roof. I don't know. There seems to be a major shortage of 90% silver out there for some reason, or it's gotten real popular. Hey, maybe it's me over the last year pushing it. But it's so popular now, folks, don't buy it. It's overpriced. 90% definitely is overpriced right now. You can buy much better deals out there in 1 ounce, 10 ounce, and 100 ounce bars. 100 ounce bars are going to run you $3.75 per ounce or less. Pretty much almost the same thing with, well, hang on a second. No, $3 or less. What am I saying? Spot plus 3 or less for great 100 ounce bars. If you want 1s and 10s, the smaller units, you can pick those up for $3.75 or less over spot. Again, folks, don't pay more unless you want to buy one just because you think it's cool or something as a gift. Do not pay more than $4 an ounce for any silver products, period, unless you want to be a collector. And if you're going to be a collector, then you shouldn't be stacking semi-common silver coins, that's for sure. Same thing applies to gold. You know, stick with the cheaper products. The best deals out there right now are still bars. However, Krugerrands have come within $5 of the price of gold bars. So I'm going to recommend KRs because the public is still funky about bars, you know, and a lot of retail folks come in and say, "Oh, I don't want to buy a bar. I can't tell if it's real." Well, here's the real thing, folks. If you don't know, and if the person you're selling to doesn't know what a real gold bar looks like, it is highly unlikely they're going to know what a real coin looks like. Gold Eagle, whatever it may be. And then there's the folks that want a certificate of authenticity. let me tell you one thing about certificates of authenticity. They're easier to fake than the coins. So anyone that puts their faith in their certificate of authenticity is not using their head. Because remember, it's easier to fake a certificate of authenticity than it is and the packaging than it is to copy the product itself. So my recommendation is always deal with people that know what they're looking at, whether you're buying or selling. Avoid doing eBay business. Avoid, because even the best intentioned eBay guy out there may not know what the hell he's looking at, and that's not uncommon. I see it quite often. Great grandma out there selling on eBay. Grandma got scammed by a bunch of people on gold, and she's out there selling her gold on eBay or wherever to her neighbor. Hey, I got some gold. You want your... And she's the sweetest little old lady. She would never rip off anybody, but she got ripped off. She's going to pass that along. And you think she's going to take it back when you come back and tell her it's not real? No way. Stick with people that know what they're doing, folks. Trust me, trying to save a few bucks is not saving a few bucks a lot of times. Well, we've got some cool stuff to talk about. I got a little definition thing I want to talk about, the different kinds of people out there. But let's take a look at markets real quick. And I'm like what I'm seeing here. We're up a little bit. There's some strength. Oh, 17.99 down, 17.93. I shouldn't have said that. The coin says a bull today. We'll see what happens if it closes. New York closes up on gold and silver. But right now, currently sitting around 17.93.84. Overnight markets about a $20 range, 17.83 to 1800. Silver currently sitting at 23.70. Overnight markets 23.50 to 23.86. We're kind of like range bound for the last few weeks. Ever since that major monkey hammering that we saw, that blatant manipulation we saw on that Sunday night, Monday morning. It was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, or something like that. Ever since then, it's kind of been, sideways. We really haven't had any big ups or big downs. We're kind of just range bound. But that's okay with me as well. Range bound's fine for people that are still stacking and still trying to put away metals at these super cheap prices. Again, don't panic if you can't buy the dips. Just buy stuff, folks. Just put the stuff away. Again, this is about wealth preservation, not getting rich quick. If you want to get rich quick, go to a casino or maybe cryptos. 1793, and again, you can get broke quick too. Remember that? I shouldn't be laughing, but it's true. It's true. Big risk, big rewards, big risk. And that's what casinos are for. Big risk and big rewards. Again, and if you want the big rewards, you better know how to play that game. And even then, you have a good chance of losing. So just like a casino. If you don't know how to play blackjack or poker, you have no reason being in that room whatsoever, unless you're just there to lose money and have fun, which is nothing wrong with that. Same thing applies to cryptos and other markets as well. Precious metals markets are pretty damn easy. It's like basic 101. Buy it, make sure it's real, make sure you have a good product, put it away, and your wealth is preserved. That's pretty damn simple if you ask me. And then there will be times when the precious metals just skyrocket. When it gets to that level, folks, I will tell you that I think you should sell. Hopefully, I'll be smart enough to recognize that we're in bubble territory, and we'll sell off our gold and silver, at least part of it, and hope that we'll be able to buy it back cheaper or buy some other assets that are going to go up. And I'm not adverse to buying other assets. I think a good mixed portfolio is the way to go. Not an investment advisor, it just seems to make common sense to me. Well, let's go into today's show. What I want to talk about, the three types of people. This is very important, I think, that you'll start to recognize the people in your lives, the people that are around you, the people that run the country, the people that run corporations, you name it. In my opinion, there's three types of folks out there. You've got your predators, you've got your parasites, and you've got your, I forgot. You've got your producers. You got predators, parasites, and producers. And I'm going to go over each one of those here real quick. I know you know the definition, but just for craps and giggles here. Predator, a person or group, I'm going to use this middle one, a person or group that robs, victimizes, or exploits others for gain. I mean, that's a great, simple, one-sentence explanation of what a predator is, other than the different, predators in the natural world or the animal world. A predator with people is a person that robs, victimizes, or exploits. We're going to use the word exploits others for gain. Let's move on to the next type of person that's out there, in my opinion. Persons and entities, I should say. Corporations, governments, entities. There's three different types. And now we got your parasites. One who habitually takes advantage of the generosity of others without making any useful return. That's the one who lives off and flatters the rich, psychopath. Anyway, one who habitually takes advantage of the generosity of the other. That's the definition of a parasite. And then we've got who I think are the good people of the world, the producers of the world. One that produces, especially a person or organization that produces goods or service for sale. They produce things that people need. And a person who's nope, that's not it. Commercial aspects of staging, that's a different type of producers. But the producer we're talking about is people that produce products. They produce things that people want. They produce positive things. They add to the community. They add to the world, unlike predators and parasites. Although you could make a case that predators are there to clean up the stupid producers. I mean, that could be a case made. And again, my three types of people, there are fine lines in between them here. I'm not going to say that this is the absolute, that you're definitely got to be one or the other. However, I have noticed in my lifetime that there are these three different types of people. You've got your predators, you got your parasites, and then you've got your producers. And the question we need to ask ourselves here is, especially when it comes to banks, economics, and politics, all right, who's running the show? Do you have producers running the show? Do you have parasites running the show? And do you have predators running the show? Who's running the show? In my humble opinion, what we have seen over decades here is we've seen that the producers are no longer running the show. They're probably even a small part of governments and economics right now. Mostly what we got out there in the economic world is predators who look to feed off producers and feed off parasites, I guess, to some degree. Well, there's not much to feed off a parasite, but predators are out there. I think that's what this country is being run by, mostly is predators and, in my opinion, parasites. And we have very few producers out there. And again, when you look around the world, whether it's family, whether it's, I don't mean to add family into this, but it's true. Whether it's family, friends, think about it for a second. Define that person to who do they produce things? Do they produce happiness? Do they produce products that people want? Do they produce good things in life? Or do they suck off others? That would be a parasite. A parasite is going to be someone that takes advantage of others, the generosity of others. Someone that doesn't produce. Someone that is even too lazy to be a predator. So, oh, there goes that. I don't know what it is about these definition pages. They just use up a lot of memory. Merriam is the worst. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to digress. But then you've got, again, you got your predators out there. And predators work hard for what they do. But is it an honest way to make a living? A person who robs, victimizes, or exploits others, there's nothing good about that. That's no better, probably even to some degree, maybe not lazy as a parasite, but no better, and probably even a bit worse. Parasites you can scratch off, scrape off, or get rid of at some point, or kill them at some point. Predators, you just don't know when you're going to get eaten by them. And again, look around your life, friends, family, government, media, no matter who you look at. Ask yourself, out of those three definitions, which person am I looking at? Which entity am I looking at? Is this entity or person a producer, a parasite, or a predator? And I think the definitions are pretty much spot on this. And the reason I bring this up, because it's important to us. If you want to stack coins, you want to stack gold and silver, you want to put away, you want to preserve your wealth, especially, we always talk about gold and silver and platinum being, preservation of your wealth. We're not here to get rich quick. We'd love to. I mean, well, I wouldn't argue about that. Neither would you. But really what we're here to do is preserve our wealth. Why am I talking about producers, predators, and parasites? Because they're the ones that are going to try to prevent you from doing that. And you have to have your eyes open when you're out there and make sure that you don't get caught up with predators, and make sure you don't get caught up with the parasites. It's easy to do. Predators are hard to spot. Parasites are hard to get rid of. But as a producer, if you want to keep your hard work and the things that you've done and the money that you've accumulated, and you want to live a good life and you want to accumulate wealth, you need to avoid parasites and predators, folks. And again, it's important to recognize them. It's important to recognize how they affect your finances and your life in general. So anyways, I'm going to do something fun here. I think from now on, I'm going to start referring to certain entities occasionally as producers, predators, or parasites. Let's move into this article right now because I can probably do the same thing. American Institute for Economic Research, a very heady website. The articles are fairly long. I've read a few of them. However, as a gold and silver stacker, and if you're watching my videos and you think I'm teaching you something, I really think that you should put this bookmark on your bookmark bar. Take a moment to read it in the morning or in the evening whenever your head is the least full with nonsense, where you can absorb this stuff. And start reading this site. It's really, really good. They provide alternate opinions that you are not going to see in corporate news. And as you know, my feeling on corporate news is they suck big time. You can't trust them. They're all out for themselves. They're all out for the advertising dollar, and they're all out for a single point narrative. Again, good reading here. And who do we got here? Well, there's hey, I'm going to say Parasite right here. No, not Parasite. No, I'm going to say he's not a parasite. I'm going to call him a predator. This is a predator right here. And that administration is loaded with predators and parasites. I would say the Marxist socialist group that he hangs around with would be the parasites, who are feeding off his predatory habits. And his administration's predatory habits. Listen, the party's predatory habits. And again, I'm not red or blue. I consider both parties parasitic to some degree, and also predators. And remember I was telling you earlier, you can be a little bit of both. Well, both parties have a little bit of both, predators and parasites. I don't think either party really has much in the way of producers. Gosh, I'm really going off on this predator-parasite producer thing. Not a lot to talk about in AEIR, except this article. Leading indicators drop sharply but may remain above neutral. And, oh gosh, I think I highlighted something here which I cannot find here. But basically, the overall, they're saying here, in a nutshell, I'll tell you, it's something I've been saying for a long time. Total and core retail sales fell in July. Unit auto sales fell. The economy, and they're saying it's the resurgent Hertz recovery in employment. I'm going to tell you that it is not the C. It is not the C-19 that's hurting the economy at all. It's the politicians and the officials that are making boneheaded decisions based on that C-19, who have screwed the economy, screwed the people. But what do you expect from a bunch of predators and parasites? You know, they're not producers, folks. And in fact, if anything, these parasites in D.C. have actually, and all over the world, have taken the C-19 here, this particular thing, and they found a way to be parasitic off people, even more parasitic. Or they found a way to create parasites which rely on these predators. But no less, again, the economic news out there is not good. If corporate news is spinning a good economy, then you got to read this article right here by AIER. They pretty much tell the truth here. Leading indicators are dropping, everything's dropping, but this is what I expected. I said this in 2020. I said in 2020 what we're going to have is a major dead cat bounce, which the corporate news and the government and officials and the dumb people are going to confuse or try to spin as in an economic recovery. No, folks, we're not in an economic recovery. We are in a dead cat bounce. You know why? Because we still have the same predators and parasites running the system that took that C-19 and screwed up the response to it totally, screwed the economy. I used to think it was because they're stupid, but now I'm starting to think that this particular administration here, and again, I'm not red nor blue. I don't trust either party, to be honest with you. But I believe that this current administration right here is purposely keeping this C-19 going, you know, as an excuse to do things that they've been wanting to do for a long time, take control, take power. But what they're not going to do, what parasites and predators don't do, is they don't take responsibility for these things. In fact, predators will use this as to their advantage. So the C-19 is being used by the predatory people in the world as a way to create more parasites. And what are parasites? Parasites are people that never want to go back to work again. They'd rather get a government dole and get that government check every month than go back to work. They are not producers. And that's exactly what the predators in D.C. are doing. They're creating more parasites. And who has to pay for the parasites? The producers, folks. The producers do. That's what the predators are trying to do, is break the producers. Ooh, wow. Okay. And what does this have to do with gold, silver, and precious metals? Well, as long as these type of people, as long as predators and predators and parasites are in control of the situation out there, boy, it's a great time not to be in the paper game. It's a great time not to be in those markets that they're going to take down. It's a good time to have something that's been around for 5,000 years like gold and silver. And gold and silver is anti-parasitic. But it's not anti-predatory, folks. So remember, anti-parasitic is what gold and silver is good for. As far as predators go, hey, listen, when you own something, you've got to keep these predators off your back. So that's just part of the job of being a producer. So you're never going to get rid of predators, but you can get rid of the parasites in your life, that's for sure. Well, what other good articles on here? Mostly political, not too much economic on here. That's probably a good argument. You don't need help. You don't help scientists learn the truth by shielding them from counter arguments. You largely destroy the most important. There's so much good stuff in this article. Again, predator that's working with parasites, which I would call the socialists and Marxists in the party. Again, my opinion. Sorry if you feel otherwise. Let's take a look at again, not much in AIER except a few examples of parasites and predators. Talk about the article we just talked about too is the economic situation. We are in a dead cat bounce, folks. So don't confuse a dead cat bounce with a recovery. And again, that's the way they're going to try to spin it. It's a recovery. It's not a recovery. It's a dead cat bounce. Let's take a look and see if there's any news here in ZH. Speaking of parasites, there's one of the biggest parasites out there, in my opinion, in DC. One of them. There's lots of them out there, but there you go. I think she's wearing a dress that says "Tax the Rich." How priceless is that? U.S. consumer prices mixed expectations for the first time since October. I think the data that's coming in today is probably going to be good for precious metals a little bit. But you know what? We're just not seeing the big inflows into gold and silver and platinum right now. But that will happen. Trust me. As soon as this whole house of cards folds, all the people that haven't been thinking clearly and have stayed into that house of cards is going to look for safe places to put their money. And very little money of the trillions of dollars that's run through Wall Street and financial markets worldwide. A fraction, maybe less than 1% of that goes into gold and silver markets. So think about that, folks. Gold and silver markets are so freaking small. Very little investors are in there. All it takes is a small group of those trillions of dollars, a small percentage of that trillions of dollars to get into precious metals, and it just goes nuts. What else is going on here? Again, crypto Litecoin dump, and that was because of that article. Someone spoofed Walmart, and Walmart said they were going to take Lite. But you got to ask yourself, if something moves up just on rumors, not on fundamentals, I mean, that's basically what we got going on equities markets and stuff. But when something just moves on a rumor or news that has not been confirmed, you're in a casino market, folks. You really are. And that's what cryptos are to me. It's a big casino out there. At some point, I think they may settle down and someone will create, well, the Fed's going to take over the whole crypto market. They're going to create their own digital currencies and cashless society. Or at least they're going to try to do that, unless people like us can say no. Okay, we say no to these predators that we're not going to put up with it. Don't fall for their bullshit. Elizabeth Warren demands a breakup of Wells Fargo. Let's see here. What else? Commodities, a breakout case. Stocks and gold spike after CPI miss. So that's kind of what we were looking at this morning, is that the CPI missed consumer price index. Is the Fed going to taper because of inflation, which is always viewed as transitory, or is an even higher stock market's fragility going to be the trigger? What's going to go first? Is the Fed going to raise rates and end the taper, or is the stock market going to take a big crap first? Well, maybe both of them. But no less, it's going to happen, folks. This is not a matter of if. This is a matter of when. Same thing with the price of gold and silver just rocketing upwards. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. As soon as this house of cards starts to fall, everything's off the board here. In precious metals, I know they're going to do very well. We have a historic track record of precious metals doing extremely well, especially in scenarios of economic crashes and bad economic times. And that's what we're looking at, folks. It's just a matter of when, not if. Are too many bears looking for correction? That was an interesting article, and a few other articles on here. But I'm not going to go much further here. Again, not a lot in precious metals articles. However, a lot of stories about producers, parasites, and predators. So let's take a look at one of the articles that was on here that I want to. This was Are Too Many Bears Looking for Correction? You saw that I hovered over that a little bit ago, but there was a quote in here that kind of goes along with what I was just saying, and let me just read it here. It is not surprising that equity ownership is at record highs and highly correlated to valuations. Such is the representation of rising prices on investor psychology. As a result, investors continue to chase overvalued equities until the eventual mean reverting event occurs. Such is also the very essence of the meaning of climbing a wall of worry. Despite the fact investors know they are overpaying for stocks, the fear of missing out, FOMO, leads to the dismissal of concern as greed overtakes logic. And that's where we're at right now, folks. These markets have no fundamentals behind them. The stock market has no fundamentals whatsoever. I mean, you might be able to go out and find a few companies that are earnestly, really making money based on their product that they sell or the service that they have. But the truth of the matter is, almost nearly all of them are only making money is because just people keep dumping more money into them. They're not producing much. They're not producing anything great. Their sales aren't great. The service isn't great. But the reason they're going up so much is because, again, you think Apple sales are rocketing sky high? You think Amazon is sky high where it's been? No. The only reason that their stocks are sky high is because investors keep dumping their money in there because it's fear of missing out, and they dismiss the dismissal concerns of greed overtakes logic. So their greed is overtaking their logic in this scenario. That's the whole market, folks. Again, it's all about greed. The logic's out the door, except for people that are been stacking precious metals here. Now, if you're putting all your money in precious metals, that's not too smart either. But if you're putting if you're putting metal away as a way of building wealth, then you're doing well. Give me 1 second. Let me close this door because the phone's driving me nuts today, and they know better than not to bother me as well. That's someone trying to get me on my intercom. And currently, this is the phase of the cycle we are in now. The desire to buy the dip outweighs the concern of more significant correction. As noted this past weekend, it is certainly possible that the market can continue its low volatility advance for a while longer. However, historically speaking, low volatility has always led to high volatility. The table shows a maximum drop. Well, anyway, that gets into more technical aspects of it, but that's very true. Low volatility, and that's kind of what we've got going on. It's kind of interesting. It just occurred to me that we've kind of got low volatility going on with metals right now, gold and silver, over the last, almost a month now, kind of in the sideways range. As he says, with stocks, that leads to high volatility. Maybe that's what we're looking at right now, low volatility in precious metals. Maybe that's a sign that we're going to see some super high volatility. And I'm going to say it's going to explode to the upside, not the downside. That's my prediction here. But again, remember I told you that in 2008, when we had the Lehman crisis and everything dropped, so did gold and silver, but you couldn't buy the real stuff. You could only buy the paper ETFs at those levels. But I'll talk about that some other time. And again, gold and silver will get whacked when the market takes a big dump and the economy just falls to pieces. But you won't be able to buy the real stuff. You'll be thankful that you actually owned it. And if you can buy the real stuff at the lower numbers that I expect that we'll see when everything drops, you'll be paying stupid high premiums, and wait times will be forever. So stack before that happens, folks. And when you do see the whole world fall apart and you see gold and silver prices falling down as well, don't panic. Don't panic. They're bullshit paper prices. I seen it happen in 2008. You couldn't buy real metal for those prices. So again, you will see metals fall when the entire system falls apart, but it won't last long, and the dog will start wagging the tail, which the physical will start wagging the paper again, because you won't be able to buy real silver and gold at the levels that you're going to see it at when the markets drop. I think I repeated myself 10 times there. Sorry about that, folks, but wanted to just kind of go over that, what happens. And again, if it happened tomorrow, the entire stock market and the whole economy collapse, you will see metals probably get hammered too. But again, won't be able to buy at that level, and you definitely are not going to sell at that level. If you're thinking about selling, call me up. I'll talk you out of it. Not too much in gata.org, couple articles. They don't update that much, but when they do, they really put some good stuff in there. Robert LeBourne talks about BIS gold swaps fell slightly in August but remain high. Supposedly these gold swaps are supposed to end or all, but you know what? When you're talking about BIS are predators. Those are predators, okay? That's a predatory organization right there because they're looking out for their own. They'll eat whoever gets in their way. They'll eat whatever will make them money. They don't have no problems with that. You know, they're all about themselves. That's what central bankers are. You know, people in the banking industry, they're all about themselves. You know, if they can, you know, give you a good deal and make money off you, fine. But if there's no other option but to screw you for them to make money, that's what they're going to do. Trust me, they're predators. A decent article there talks about the BIS gold swaps for you folks that have been following that Basel III and the swaps and all that stuff. Very technical as well. I'm not going to get into it. However, if you're new to my channel, you need to have gata.org on your bookmark bar because they can tell you how the casino plays the game, who the players are, and all that good stuff, unlike most other websites. They know exactly how the manipulation is done and who the manipulators are. And if you're not reading them, you're not really up to par on how this market's played and who plays it. And if you're not familiar with how the game is played, you're not familiar who the players are, well, you know what? When it comes to gold and silver, you really don't always have to know who the players are. You just have to know buy and hold, long-term and wealth preservation. So maybe it doesn't require that much of an education. Like I said, gold and silver and stuff is really easy to buy and sell. I could teach someone how to be a precious metals dealer. And all you'd have to tell your clients is buy and hold, wealth preservation, those three things. Buy, hold, wealth preservation. And you'd be doing them a service and you wouldn't be lying. Well, I think that's really about it. Let me go over yesterday's video real quick and some of the comments that were made and sort by, we'll go by newest first, and I'll go down the bottom here. I'd like to thank everybody for viewing and commenting, and I'm going to answer the questions here that I can. Chris says, Brian, what's your thought on gold-backed dollars? I've seen them a month. They're overpriced, Chris. It's a novelty. Would stay a hell away from it, unless you'd just like to have one for fun. Give me 1 second. Quick coffee here. 1 sec. Oh boy, that needs to be reheated. Turkey says, Turkey Creek Jack Johnson, daily analysis. Oh, thanks. That's very nice to you. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm the brightest guy out there as far as precious metals go, but you know, I try to tell it like it is, and you know, I'm here to make money, but I'm here to do it honestly. I'm here to be a producer. I'm not a parasite. I'm not a predator. And thanks for watching, Turkey Creek Jack Johnson. I like that name too. And Tree Climber, Joey, thank you guys. Palantir, I guess I was pronouncing it wrong. What is it? Palantir? I saw a few people make comments on my, please learn how to pronounce Palantir. Thanks. Hey, potato, Plantir, whatever it is. I'm sorry, I didn't look it up, but you know, you got the point. Anyway, let me see. How do you pronounce it? I didn't click your link, Joey, but I think it's Plantir. I'll have to look again. No, thanks for commenting. I appreciate it. I'm picking up 100 ounce of 1 ounce gold coins. If they're worth the money, should I buy and sell so to have more weight? He's only charging me $18 an ounce. He is my $18 an ounce? Your grandfather's charging $18 an ounce. What a guy. Can I get in on some of that action? Oh, gosh, it doesn't matter what you get. If your just make sure, remember I was telling you about earlier how grandma got ripped off and she passed off her gold and silver, which she thought was real, to other people. Just be careful that grandpa bought the real stuff. That's the only thing. And again, I don't think your grandpa is trying to take advantage of you, but just make sure what he purchases is real. He genuinely believes it is, and it probably is. But no less, at 18 bucks an ounce, just load up, sir. Silver Rose been gone for a while. Hey, Silver Rose, nice to see you back, and thanks. What do you think of them saying we're running out of currency in October? Haven't heard that yet. If you put a link in today's comment section, I'll take a look at it, Rose. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Amy G. Dalla. Eric Morch, you should try the Alaskan Bear Fishing Cam. You know what? I'm going to take a look at that. But, you know, Eric, I can't put it up. I can put it up, but I like to put up local stuff here in South Florida just because I'm in South Florida. Helen, oh, thank you very much, Helen. Thanks for watching. Sonny Jim says, I read this as artificial predicts gold to explode on 9/13. I saw a few people like that. You know, that's just a, you know, we do daily updates, so we put the date on every daily update. And if you look at what I wrote up there, here, I'll go up to the top of the page. Here we go. We put this up 9:13 gold and silver price report on every report, but if you read here, AI predicts gold to explode 9:13. So I had to think about that when we did the title here. But that's just the date of when we did the show. If you read the article, you'll see that that Planter has an AI system that had them buy a huge amount of gold, and I think they know what they're doing. I really do. I think you got to follow people that are successful. You know, they have the data. They know the people. They're an insider. So when an insider buys a huge amount of gold and they have artificial intelligence that can give them data that no one else in the world has, you should probably think about that, and you probably should follow their follow what they're doing. Copy success is the old saying. Helen Roll says it's coming and it's going to be bad. Gold and silver parabolic price rise. Strap yourself in, stackers. Absolutely. Helen, that's kind of what I'm thinking is it's about wealth preservation, but we will see a bubble in gold at some point. I am hoping I'll be smart enough to point it out and have you guys sell off part of your position and then buy back in cheaper, hopefully, or buy back some other assets, whatever they are, equities, whatever, that are a good deal. Maybe I'll learn more about that as well. Maybe we'll learn together as far as equities go. D-Man says, what is the line between junk and silver and collectible silver? $4 an ounce. That's pretty much as simple. Once you're paying over $4 an ounce or $5 an ounce premium per ounce, you're getting into the collectible market. And the problem is that if you're paying $7 an ounce over silver, first off, it's not a collectible, really. They're super common. They're just super high premium. So a collectible would be something that has a fairly rare date and is not collected for its gold or silver value in any way, shape, or form. So that'd be my definition of a silver and a collectible. Collectibles are bought because of their rarity and their desirability, not because they're made out of gold and silver. And if you're paying a big premium for stuff just because it's made out of gold and silver, it doesn't have a low mintage, doesn't have a high desirability, then you're paying too much, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, D-Man. Appreciate your support. Francisco says people will be kicking themselves if they miss the opportunity. Yeah, and invest in, oh no, I thought you were going to say gold. Invest in Bitcoin. It's retracing, be wise. You know, I can't help but think, that started to look like, I think Francisca may be a real person, but that started to look like one of those troll bots out there that everyone starts saying, oh, and I made $6 billion on Bitcoin last week by listening to Mr. Tom Smith. I can't tell if Francisca's one of those. It kind of looks like it, but no. No, there was no continuation and no addresses there. And I disagree entirely, Francisca. I'm sorry. Cantankerous Chris says, as far as Walmart Litecoin thing, a certain ex-president made that kind of practice possible, lying about stolen elections. And boy, I'm not going to, oh boy, I even said the word. I'm not going to go into that. You know, I didn't vote for the last administration. I didn't vote for the current administration. I think they both suck. Is this the best we can do out there, folks? However, after looking at what the current administration is doing, gosh, I'm sorry, Cantankerous Chris. This may make you more cantankerous, but I think this administration is even worse than the last. But I say that every administration, that the next one is worse than the last. And I genuinely believe this one is far worse than the last one in so many different ways. I believe that this administration is filled with parasites and parasites and predators. There are no producers in this administration. And the last administration, hey, it wasn't much better, but, well, I can't say it wasn't much better. Again, didn't vote for either one of them. Sorry, didn't mean to go off on this tangent. But I think this country's in big trouble. I really do. And I think that that this current administration is going to put the nail in the coffin. That's my opinion. Didn't make you more cantankerous? We can agree to disagree, Chris, but I don't think we did any better after this new administration. In fact, I think we went even worse than where we were, unfortunately. Thanks for watching, Cantankerous Chris. I appreciate your comments there, even if I disagree. Have a great day, sir. Daniel Ames says, I think it's Palantir. Oh, Palantir. Palantir. Oh, Palantir. All right. All right. Well, potatoes. What? After this, I probably won't be talking about Palantir too much, maybe. But anyway. Oh, gosh, everybody's correcting me today. Celestis, Palantir. Oh, gosh, you got me doing pronunciations now. Hey, potato. Give me a break, folks. Thanks for watching, everyone. You too, Celeste. Mark Hall says, come by to visit you. Sure, Mark, I got some good deals here. And yet they do have a major hedge with gold purchases and corporate debt paid off. I'm telling you, That Palantir, whatever they are, potato, that company is onto something. And the fact that they bought gold like that, that's really a good sign. D-Man says, in other words, society is composed of one set of people who work and produce. Too funny. Boy, you must have been a mind reader. Knew what I was going to talk about this show. Yeah, producers, parasites, and predators, sir. Just remember, when you look around at everybody in your life and all the entities and governments and that stuff, corporations, you define them in three ways: producer, predator, or a parasite. And I think that your whole perspective on everything will change. Thanks for watching. Own nothing to be happy in Holland. The stolen, well, I think it happened here too, folks. But again, that's going to make Cantankerous Chris mad. Prime Minister carries a WEF say, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I didn't mean to do a blah, blah on you. Sorry about that. Just kind of get into the don't need a quantum computer when world leaders. Yeah, you're right. You don't need a quantum computer to know this. But again, it's kind of interesting that AI is predicting that these guys should buy gold and pay down their debt. That's real interesting, in fact. Paying down their debt, does that mean interest rates are going to go up? They think interest rates are going to rise. Buying $50 million worth of gold bars, physical, not paper, means that they don't trust the system. They don't trust someone to hold. They're worried about third-party risk, and they also feel that metals are going to do well. So this is good stuff. And if you didn't watch yesterday's video, I recommend it. Thanks for watching. Chris says, as of today, AI prediction. Chris, yeah, that's because it wasn't for today. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to confuse people with those dates. Bald eagle and fringe. We are just tiny fish in the big ocean, sir. Again, if we go back to this right here, this is us. This is all us people out there. You got your predators down there looking to corral these fish into a certain place. And again, that's what I call central bankers and government predators. They're looking out for their own best interest, not the interest of the all the different fish here. So yeah, absolutely correct. Where did we go? Okay, there we are. I know, last living cowboy pal, Antier. You know what? There's different pronunciations. All of you got a little bit different pronunciation. So I guess I better go online and listen to someone say it. 201 Anon says, for those who are confused with the title of the yes, thank you, sir. I appreciate you explaining that. That's exactly what I was just saying. Thanks for watching, Mr. Anon or Mrs. Anon. Anonymous, hey, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'll see you when you get in here. And we'll take good care of you. Thanks for watching. Michael, yeah, sip of coffee. I know I just had one, but what the hell? Why gold and not silver? Mr. Boder asks. You know, I do oftentimes leave out silver a little bit, and I got to tell you, I own as much silver as I own gold. Okay, so it's not like I don't like it. I just think gold leads the way. So if we're talking about metals in general, I think gold leads the way. You know, silver may lag a little bit behind, but when gold starts to go, man, silver's just going to follow it. You know, so that's why I primarily talk about gold, but. Really, you just pretend I'm saying silver as well when you hear the word gold. Hey, thanks for watching 903 Boater. I really appreciate it. And that concludes today's show. And now you know, oh my gosh, I was going to do a Paul, what's his name? My memory's going, gosh, it's like getting old. And now you know. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 and 4 if you're looking to buy or sell gold and silver and you live in my area. If you got questions otherwise and you don't live in my area and you can't do business with me, please leave your comments down below and I will answer your comments. I'm pretty good at doing that most of the time. So if I miss them too, I do apologize. I really do. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching and all the people that support my channel. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. It does help us. You know, it kind of lets me know people are watching and I'm doing the right thing. Hey, thanks again for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day and I will talk to you later. Bye now.